I'm Kevin V.
And I'm Tubby G.
And welcome to Random A. So today we watched Roka, The Braves of the Six Flowers. The basic synopsis of the plot is we're introduced to the main character, the main protagonist, Adlet Mayer, who is the strongest man in the world, as he claims. So we're introduced to Atlet as he was interrupting a ritual fight to determine the next, or sort of idea to be the next Brave, because of the fight being in the audience of the, I think, King, I think his name was?
The king, and somewhere a shrine to the goddess of fate.
Yes, there was a shrine statue thing also in the presence of her. So I guess it was believed that the winner of this fight would most likely be named a Brave in this cycle, because we learned that the Braves are a sort of cycle due to a sort of past war thing going on between this demon god who sends all these fiends and this destruction and chaos like most demon gods would do, and a saint who was fighting him and sort of throwing him back, and eventually became the goddess of fate, as they called her. So she vowed that he was actually going to return, and so with this, known for her flower that was on her and whatnot, she symbolically created this sort of group, or
the Six Braves,
and she split her power to each of them, and she would choose them, you know, throughout time in these cycles when this demon god would return. And apparently this has happened now the third time. This character, Adlet, is one of them. He actually got imprisoned for his little actions of interrupting the fight. He sort of showed his talents as well, as he's a sort of trickster. He has no real special powers, but
he's very techy. Yeah, think of it. He's got like that, well, it's kind of a medieval, like, before technology kind of thing, but he's kind of a gadget guy.
Yeah, he's a trickster with his gadgets and creating different things. Very unique in powers and ability with these gadgets. Poisoning people.
Flames.
The flames with his teeth, that has to be painful to do, but the spark and the flames out of his mouth of that one gadget is pretty cool. But he's imprisoned, and then eventually sort of released by the another character who he had actually met in the prison before. The princess, who he thought was a maid, I think, at first.
Yeah.
Sort of laughing around and discussing their sort of stories a bit and whatnot. And then we're introduced to her through that way. But we're introduced to a real character, the princess, who released him from this prison after he's been chosen.
I'll call her Princess N.
Princess N. Well, either way, she's right on name. He's released from her by her, and then they just both head on horses and travel to go to this location that's like the entrance of the demon god or something that the Braves are supposed to go at.
Where the demon god arises, there's like this little narrow, looks kind of like a valley. I looked on the map, it's kind of like a valley between where the demon god arises and where the continent is. So that's where the Six Braves are going to meet up and fight off the demon god. Is that this like little valley entrance or whatnot?
So overall in rating, I could probably give this one actually more of a 3. I like it a lot. I do like it, and the comedy is great.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great, but at the same time, I'm sort of wanting a bit more, I guess. I don't know, I'm just...
Well, we are only 2 episodes in.
We're 2 episodes in, but the action that this could have, it'd be kind of cool for a bit more of. And also the complication right now. There's a lot of stuff that was given in the 2 episodes, but a lot of that stuff is hard to digest as well. Like, sometimes it's like, boom, you know? And so that's kind of what I'm not enjoying so much, is that there was a lot for me to digest in just 2 episodes. It'd be nice to kind of fluent that a little bit more, whereas it just seemed pretty blunt right there, so yeah.
See, with me, I gotta disagree with you with that being blunt. Like, you were, like, when we watched the 7 Deadly Sins, that was a lot to take in. Very first episode when you find out this calm guy's Meliodas. This one, it gave me a bit, but I'm like you, I want more, but I'm gonna be a little more generous to you because I've seen some sexy to it. I'm gonna give it 4 leading into 5. I like the idea, I like the thought of it. I can't give it a full out 5 or anything. I'm gonna stay at 4.
So if you'd like to suggest an anime for Ranime, you can do so in the comments below. And while you're at it, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out!